Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I don't know if you watched the so-called GOP presidential forum, and we have over there there were some invitees, and Tucker Carlson was the host. And it's good when you have these weasels answer real questions, and when they show how idiots they are, or how their masks just fall and they show, as I said, how infantile they really are, the way they behave. In this case, we have Mike Pence. Personally, Mike Pence is not a very high IQ individual, very narrow-minded and very rigid. That's the word probably that fits. Rigid in thinking, rigid in behaving, rigid in, I don't know, I haven't seen this guy acting normal yet. But hey, I have here a video, a little clip, about 3 minutes, with Tucker Carlson asking some real questions of this candidate for presidency, Mr. Pence. And you're gonna see how this guy ends the answer, how he answers, how much he cares, how concerned he is about the American people and their problem. Tucker talks about Ukraine and United States of America, the citizens, the situation. So listen to this. As I said, ignore the little flowers he's going to employ, this guy right here. Get to the, I don't know, the basics.
Inflation in 2025. Look,
Let me go at the beginnings.
We've run out of ammunition, so we're sending them cluster bombs. So because we've sent our ammunition to Ukraine, which has not yet won the war, whatever that means, no one has defined it. But isn't that prima facie evidence that we have become weaker militarily by our support from Ukraine, or how am I missing something?
Well,
we're out of ammunition, so we're sending cluster bombs.
Well, first off, since Joe Biden took office, he's been working to cut military spending. And frankly, the recent debt ceiling deal that was done, if they don't pass all their 13 appropriations bills. So
this guy so far talks politics here. He's not talking anything. The question is what they're going to do about it. Let's see here. And he's going to turn, Tucker is going to ask the question about the cities and the Americans in general.
President, you are distressed that the Ukrainians don't have enough American tanks. Every city in the United States has become much worse over the past 3 years. Drive around. There's not one city that's gotten better in the United States. And it's visible. Our economy has degraded. The suicide rate has jumped. Public filth and disorder and crime have exponentially increased.
Look at him.
And yet your concern is that the Ukrainians, a country most people can't find on a map, who've received tens of billions of U.S. tax dollars, don't have enough tanks. I think it's a fair question to ask, where's the concern for the United States in that?
Well, it's not my concern.
It's not my concern.
Tucker, I've heard that routine from you before, but that's not my concern.
Question to ask, where's the concern for the United States in that?
Well, it's not my concern. Tucker, I've heard that routine from you before, but that's not my concern.
So, I heard that routine from you before. He doesn't get to the, okay, this is what it is, this is the reality, this is I'm going to solve it, or this is, my plan. He attacks, I heard this bullshit, basically, from you before. That's not my concern. Okay, well, the question was clear over there. Now you can say, well, it was taken out of context, or he's going to explain. I'm going to play the clip further. He has about, one more minute, and maybe he gives a clear answer about that. But nevertheless, the way it sounded as the first answer to Tucker's concerns, which I think are real concerns of the American people, is just, how should I put it, honest. And I like that. I like when people are honest. I don't think he over there, he knew what the hell he was talking about. As I said before, I think he just did not know. Or maybe he just used the English language in a wrong way, and maybe he's going to explain himself in the next 40 seconds or so of in this video clip. What I like is when people tell, yeah man, I'm a thug and I'm in the pockets of the military-industrial complex. I like that. Instead of saying, no, to protect you, my fellow Americans, we're going to give these guys more money, so give it to the arms manufacturing companies, and they're going to finance a war over there that we don't, shouldn't be involved in, and some people created it, but the Russians invaded, unprovoked. So let's watch the last minute. Maybe he's going to give some, mature explanation to his answer, which I think he repeated 2 times. As dumb, I think it is. Let's see.
From you before, but that's not my concern. I'm running for president of the United States because I think this country's in a lot of trouble.
How is that related to your answer? It's not my concern.
I think Joe Biden has weakened America at home and abroad. And as President of the United States, we're going to restore law and order in our cities. We're going to secure our border. We're going to get this economy moving again. And we're going to make sure that we have men and women on our courts at every level that will stand for the right to life and defend all the God-given liberties enshrined in our Constitution. Anybody that says that we can't be the leader of the free world and solve our problems at home has a pretty small view of the greatest nation on earth. We can do both. And as President of the United States, we will secure our border, we will support our military, we will revive our economy and stand by our values, and we will also lead the world for freedom under my administration. I promise you.
Amen.
All right, now, basically what he said here, my understanding, is that we're going to continue giving them and solve that problem over there. And then we're going to take care of the situation in America. We can do them both. And it's Biden's and the administration's failure, the current administration, that cannot take care of that. So he's going to continue to lead the world somehow. Who the hell appointed you anyway? To be you could be important, but we're going to give them more. We're going to do both. And talks about the economy. And, abortion was over there inserted anyway. My question is this. You see, these guys talk in generalities. I will do this, we'll do that, we'll change, we'll do the right thing, we'll get the economy going. Words that I could provide you. I would like to know details on that. Because he says, I'm going to do both. No, you can't. You can't do both. I'm telling you why. If you watch one of my videos that I made yesterday, I was covering an article where those guys over there claimed, for real, because it was the Treasury Department of the U.S. reporting it, that U.S.'s trade deficit, the deficit, was not trade deficit, but the deficit was, between the revenues and the expenditures, was jumped 3 times in the past 9 months, from about $530 million to $1.4 trillion. So from $530 billion to $1.4 trillion in 9 months. And this guy is telling me that we are living in a deficit here. And then the economy is going to grow, and we can do both. You can't do it only with Ukraine. What are you talking about with this one? Let me give you an example. When I was in college here, and I had a political science teacher, a professor. That's how they call it here. So a professor, and he invited 2 weasels who were the candidates running for an office for whatever. I can't even remember what it was. But eventually, the one idiot became the mayor of Lansing, the capital of the state of Michigan, and his name was Jesus Christ. DiMaggio, I can't remember his name right now. But anyway, he was over there a candidate against I think he was a surgeon, a doctor, the other one. Anyway, and what was his name? Let me find the name of this guy. Yes, his name was Verge Brennero. DiMaggio. Brennero. Anyway, this guy was a weasel. From the first time I saw him and the first words he uttered, I said, this is a weasel. He's a politician, real politician. And then I was waiting for people he said his BS over there. And that was a long time ago when I realized this is all BS with these guys. It's just a confirmation. And he said his little mantra over there, pointing your fingers, doing okay. And then students asking questions, and I was waiting, and then I raised my hand, and the professor allowed me to ask the question. I asked Weasel, okay, these are the problems. How specifically are you going to solve them? That means, tell me what's going to be the plan. And he started talking about, we're going to blah, 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 generalities, like this guy right here. We can do it both. We're going to improve economy. We're going to, okay, how specifically are you going to improve the economy? What are you going to do about it? The same with this guy, asks concrete questions. And again, the guy, and I asked him like 3 times. And then eventually he said what I was waiting for. And we're going to raise taxes. And I said, well, if you're going to raise taxes, that's exactly what I can do, Gigi can do, we all can do. That's not a plan. That's not a plan. That is the bottom feeder ideology. We're going to raise taxes. We're going to solve it. Instead of creating jobs or giving me a positive, not positive, a good business environment. Give me that. Attract businesses. Take care of the taxes. And then, yes, after you have a booming economy in the area, then you can increase taxes behind the revenue and so on. No, he was just, and he got irritated with me when he said that, obviously, with the taxes, because I was actually saying, say it. And he said, we're going to raise taxes. Okay, I said, so what's the difference? You raise taxes, the other guy raises taxes. What magic wand you got? So anyway, that's how it was with that guy. The same with this guy. Weasel talk. Oh, we're going to do both. And he said, well, what did he touch? Pence? The defense / defense. It's not true. They're going to get more, from what I read, 880 billion or so. More than last year, the defense. So, but again, he's yes, defense, don't shoot me. I will give you more money. Anyway, and then they introduced something else over there as well. So this is Pence. He's just watch this guy talk, and this is the level of democracy in this country. This is the level where he doesn't talk about anything. He even mentions, like this, who are the guys that he's going to take care of. Yeah, the American people. Yeah, the Ukraine. I'm going to continue with Ukraine. He didn't give us any details. He was just generalities. Don't vote for these guys. I mean, that's my, people that are talking generalities, we can all do that. These kind of people. Anyway, obviously, I personally didn't even want to look at this guy. When he was the vice president, I was looking at him and saying, what the hell? So you vote for whomever you want, obviously, but from my perspective, this is a clear example of a 21st century American politician. Weasel, no backbone, with a strong ideology and conviction, and a very strict, narrow, rigid mind. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.